Round 3 of my Clash of Kings UK run, Forces of the Abyss versus Northern Alliance.
Hello there! I like to watch battle reports to get better at games. So I started making short, summarized battle reports that focus on learning points. So welcome to my channel, Newbie Dice. Do like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you enjoy my videos. Do consider speeding up this video with the YouTube settings to consume this content or other YouTube content in a fraction of the time.
Alright, let's get on with it. This is part of my trip to Clash of Kings UK, which is a 14-hour flight plus a few more hours of train journey. If you'd like to know more about the journey, you can refer to the first video. And yeah, Team Singapore, we have 3 players joining the tournament. And yep, let's move on. This is my Persian Abyssal's army, very heavily converted and thematic army. So if you'd like to know more, you can refer to the first video as well. So let's move on to my list. So it's a combination of speed elements in the Abyssal Berserkers with the Horsemen. They are quite fast as well. And shooting elements from 2 regiments of Flame Bearers with Zazuzu and Manifestation of Baal, and a little bit from the Warlock. Yeah, Baal is a very costly unit, but you know, the efficient sources of lightning bolts in the army are in these 2 units. So 12 scoring units in total, because the Seductress with the Gnome Glass Shield does not score. So my third opponent is Chris Eames. I think that's how you pronounce the last name. If I get it wrong, my apologies. And this is his list. And Chris did share with me that the previous year's Clash of Kings UK 2024 were his first 6 games of Kings of War, and this next 6 games in this year's are his next 6 games of Kings of War. So he hadn't played any games in between. Yeah, and he also shared with me about his list building philosophy. He does share that his list building is more geared towards painting less models, so to field this army on the table. So this is what he ended up with: pairs of many things and a horde of Ice Elemental, Sarakina, Crossclaw Champion, and Hrim for 12 scoring units as well. So let's get on with the battle report. But before that, a quick shout out to my local game store. In my opinion, the best game store in Singapore. They are beginner friendly with demo games, paint workshops, and overall a very casual gaming environment. They have the widest range of games and hobby supplies, including very obscure hobby brands and tools. They have separate levels for retail and gaming, so you can shop in peace or take part in the rowdy, fun atmosphere on the gaming level. Their website is always updated with new products added weekly. hammerhouse.com.sg. Check it out. Alright, that's my opponent striking a fun pose over there. And I think this pink head wristband is part of the MUP crew, Mantic Universe podcast crew. So this is our deployment, and I already got the home ground advantage with the lava abyss-like terrain over here. So these are my explanation of the units. So do pause if you'd like to check things out. Otherwise, I can't remember who won side and who won initiative. It is the 3rd game of the day, so I'm a bit tired as well. Scenario is Plunder, which is 5 tokens across the center line. And well, the middle 2 was selected, right? So let's move on. So top of 1, my opponent went first. So he shuffled stuff up. Key thing is this Ice King Hunters. They are very fragile, 10-12 nerf, especially in the troop. They are in the forest, but a little bit of lightning bolts or shots here and there would easily waver or kill them. Thankfully, he's deployed far away from my shooting. My shooting battery is over here, just with that 5 shots from the Warlock coming from here. Okay, so I think he shuffled stuff up and shot at the Horseman, which took some wounds over here. So bottom of 1, my horseman shuffled sideways to get cover from the terrain. Okay, and notice that I have 2 of my 3 berserker hordes here, so I'm thinking of punching through here, but he does have that herb unit over there. Yeah, Bill flew sideways, I think, to try to snipe out the crystal pendant wolves, snow foxes here, because crystal pendant doesn't work if they are routed from shooting. So Bill was redirected to deal with this threat over here. Okay, so next up, my volley of shooting, I rode pretty well, and I killed off 1 regiment of Frostfang riders over here. See, all shot down. Which probably was pretty lucky on my part. This guy's probably got their leader point out of the forest to shoot without cover penalty. This one probably suffering cover, and this one suffering cover for shuffling within the forest. So yeah, I rode pretty hot for probably damage or the nerf check. Okay, so with that unit dead, opponent kind of got a little bit panic because a unit died, right? So that tend to cause people to shuffle forward quite aggressively. And one of the things my opponent did was he wanted I stayed out of 18 inches of him. His this was his unit called the Ice Elementals, because 6 plus 12-inch shot is 18. So if you want to shoot at me, he has to search. And search he did. And he searched quite a huge amount. He rode very well for his search, so he came up so close, which also meant a flank from the Abyssal Horseman, although it's wavered. It's hindered. Right? He does have this fast flank over here, but unfortunately, it's two regiments, right, of the birds and 1 of the bird hero. Yeah, so my regiment of berserkers trying to hold this flank down over here. Okay, so with this Ice Elementals coming forwards and taking shots, so I didn't pop the Sacrificial Imp because he only had to search to get into range to shoot at me, so I didn't turn on Sacrificial Imp. Maybe I should have, but well, that lured him to search, and then that caused him to be overexposed, overextending, right? So another thing to take note is I think this Seductress is currently in the flank of the Hearthguard, but I could turn as an individual. I could turn to face any direction before I start my movement. So that means I could face this way instead, and that will put me in the front, and I can charge the front. Why do I want to charge the front instead of the side? Because I want to prevent it from charging stuff, right? So I have to charge it in the front. If I charge it in the flank, it can still just charge things in front without restriction, which is what I don't want. The whole point of the Seductress with the shield is to stop things for a turn or 2 with the shield and ensnare. Usually it could hold even the strongest of units for 1 turn. Okay, so with this, let's see my response. So I double charged the Ice Elementals for good measure. This unit in front and this hindered unit on the side, killing it off. The Seductress did charge the Hearthguard, hopefully to hold it down. Okay, so with this terrain here, so of course it's counter charging on 4, but if it does kill and overruns into my horseman, it is hindered, hitting on 4s. Not too bad. Okay, over here, 2 units of berserkers kill the 2 units over here. 1 unit is being chanted, right? Yeah, Hearthguard, right? So I charge into the Hearthguard with let's see, the sharpness unit. So this is 30 attacks on 3s, which is 20 hits, and wounding on 2s. So wounding on 3s. So that would be 13 wounds, about 13 wounds. So yep, 1 rounding it, and then this one has Ram, Helm of Drunken Ram. So this one is also 15 hits and wounding on 3s, so that's 10 wounds. So that would kill both these units on average for sure. And let's see what else is there. I could have charged the Snow Foxes, so I think I lightning bolted it to soften it one round, and then I charged it with the one of the gargoyles. So if I rewind, there's one gargoyle unit here and one gargoyle unit there. So I could have charged it with gargoyles to pop it. Even if it explodes on my gargoyles, it's okay because what? Because there's no more shooting unless the shrimp decides to take its icy breath. It might be out of 10 inches to kill off the gargoyles as well. So I think I could have double charged the Frost Fangs with Bale as well, seeing that Bale is standing here. Okay. And so, yeah, things are looking good. Okay, this side I'm probably going to lose as anyway, so I just charge the birds. At least prevent one from running amok, right? So let's see my opponent's retaliation. So this shrimp charged into the what's this called? Charged into the unit of berserkers. Okay, I also noted shrimp has some damage counters on him. I think this round my shooting of the 2 flame bearers went into shrimp. Yep, and if I'm not suffering cover, this probably suffer cover from this unit on the hill. This is not, may or may not be suffering cover. Either way, I soften him up a little bit. Okay, which is great, so that it's easier for me to kill. And the one with the Drunken Ram unit is in front of him, so he can only charge that one, and he killed it off in one swing, which is a little bit of hot dice, but the Slayer does trigger, so it's 10 plus 2d6, average of 17 attacks, hitting on 4, so it did roll hot to kill it in one go. Okay, yep, the gargoyles did charge the Snow Foxes and killed it, probably took some Crystal Pendant damage, but no biggie here. Okay, so next up, the Seductress held. The Seductress charged the Hearthguard for some damage, right? And then it held against the counter charge. And I think this might have shot 5 shots and wavered one of the units of these Ice-Skin Hunters. Is probably what this yellow token was. Okay, so third turn, this one held, this one died, and can't see the action on the birds. Okay, so seems like he flew this stuff around while the one regiment did fight with the regiment of Abyssal Berserkers. I think he should have flanked it with one of the units to kill it off. Right, but it is what it is right now. Yep, so double charge killed off the Hearthguard for sure. Right, even though it's both hindered, but you know, flank 60 attacks, right? 60 attacks on 5s is 20 hits. Oh, and this is the J-Boots unit, so I'm not sure if I popped the J-Boots earlier. Probably not, so this is a unhindered flank, so that was definitely going to kill. The Doctor's not even wavered, it charged into the one unit of the Shoodigos, Ice-Skin Hunters, and probably this shot off this unit. Together with Lightning Bolt is likely the case. And then this Bale does have his once per game ability from the Pit I Curse D. Point at a unit within 12 inches and she's disordered, so it can't do any spell shenanigans. Okay, so things are looking pretty good for me. And oh, this Prim did get killed from, it was softened up with shooting earlier, right? Then it got charged by the Sharpness unit, and the Sharpness unit is a monster, 20 hits, and with Bane Chan has 13 wounds. And then even the Gargoyle got a hindered flank on the side, so that might contribute a few damage because it's 20 attacks on 5s. That's 6 hits and 2 wounds on average. Yeah. Okay, so the bottom is down here. So he charged over here. The hero, not sure where it went. I think the hero flew around. Yep, so things are not looking good for my opponent. And yeah, I think the heroes stayed back, and then finally it just charged into Bale. Because that's the only thing he could possibly kill if he roll really hot. And this game is, you don't have to preserve points, it's all about how much you kill. So he charged in, did not kill, and I got him back. So resounding victory for the Abyss. But let's look at learning points. Okay, so low nerf units, troops like the Ice Skin Hunters, they're actually great if the opponent doesn't have shooting, because at the troop level, it's only losing 2 attacks. It's 10 attacks instead of 12. But the nerf is pretty significant from 14-16 to 10-12. So 10-12 is like a couple of damage and you will be wavered. So yeah, not great. So, but hey, in 4th edition, when there's no waiver value and shooting can't kill, then that might be good. Right? If it's a 12th nerf, they can sustain a bit more shooting. Now, so my opponent, my list is a unique combination of shooting and speed, right? So against shooting, if you're fighting against shooting army, if you're provided a juicy target, might as well push everything up rather than be KG. So if you have lots of units and you move some in the forest, you hide some in the forest and you keep other units in the open, the shooting army will just shoot at the thing in the open anyway. So then there's no point hiding certain units in the forest. Especially if it slows down your advance, you want to punch people fast. And another thing, okay, so this is talking about my seductress, right? The individuals can turn and face any direction before they start. So if you want to make sure they're in your flank so they don't charge and block your front, make sure the whole enemy model's base is in the flank. So that no matter how it turns to face, you'll still be in your flank. And of course, if it's a cavalry base, then that might be a bit trickier also, because let's say you are like that, your front arc is like that. Because it's a rectangular base, you can turn and face this way and you'll be in your front and you can charge your front. So be careful of that. But that's all going away in 4th edition, in it. Okay, so against fast enemies, so against the berserkers, you should layer your units to sacrifice the front layer to the alpha strike so that you can counter punch. So I told my enemy, the only unit you layer was Hrim, and that's the unit that killed. Hrim killed an enemy unit after the front layer went down. And the crystal pendant unit, which is the foxes, yeah, not worth it if firstly you shouldn't get shot off, and if you explode an enemy, you still have to deal the finishing blow, and if you can't cause a nerf check, you can't finish it off. Yeah, so my opponent, definitely he should have some chaff layers, right? 1 snow fox, maybe 2. Crystal pendant maybe on another unit to keep the chaff cheap. Yeah, but I've played Northern Alliance, and whenever I run foxes, they tend to waver. So I'm lowered down to 1 unit of foxes, and I actually use the berserkers in formation as sort of thick chaff. They are dash 13, defense 3. There's 2 sources of rally, the formation birds and the rally banner on the hero. So they could go up to dash 15, but probably they're usually somewhere 13 or 14 near the birds. And that's the end of this battle report. Shout out to my patrons, One Peep Anonymous. And if you enjoyed my battle reports, do watch another video. Participate in the YouTube algorithm. I do have a podcast, though the last episode has been a while ago. And if you like my mission on delivering educational battle reports to help people improve at the game, do support me on Patreon. With that, I've come to the end of this quick round 3 battle report. Round 4 is my favorite game out of the 6 games because it's the most interesting battle and the one that I think I played the best at with the most challenge. So stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.